welcome once again to the White Flag Podcast. My name is Joe McNeil, and with me is the human wishbone, Scott Andrews.
People keep grabbing my legs and pulling.
Yep, they're hoping their wish will come true.
What are you going to do?
Know what that means? Maybe you do. Answer below in the comments if you know what that means.
I don't. Today we wanted to do something kind of fun. Christmas is coming up. All of you are, struggling to find Christmas gifts for people. We are board gamers, and we thought we would pull out a few games here at different price points for different groups of people, kind of talk about them, tell you who they might be for, and all this stuff is available in the store. We got that sale going this weekend. You can come in and save some money on it. So Joe, why don't you start us off over here with the $10 to $15 range?
Yeah, sure. So we went with some classics. Obviously, these aren't going to be necessarily new games, although we do have some new stuff in here. What we're trying to do is, if you are stuck on a gift idea for somebody, these might be good in different ways. So first and foremost, we sell a ton of Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. This is the on the flip side version, which you can play alone or it has other stuff. But anything from Dolphin Hat, you can teach within 5 minutes, and it's very quick. So if you have little kids, a lot of times there's not even really reading involved. So attention span wise, like 10-15 minutes per game, and it's $10. Great stocking stuffer.
It's great to take to your holiday get-togethers. You can play with the whole family. In fact, I played Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza last year at Thanksgiving with my family. Everybody loved it. If you are more on the thinky and strategy and gamer side, but still like to have a good time and want something easy and less expensive, we've got Love Letter down here. It's at $15. It is a great little game. It's been around for a while. It's a very easy game. You draw one card and you play one card and you do what that card says. Some of the cards allow you to try and point out and guess what other players have. Some of the cards let you trade hands with other players. You're basically either trying to be the last person in the round or have the highest card when the round ends. You play to a set number of wins for a person. Super fun, super easy. There's been a bunch of different versions. This is the current version of Love Letter, and I believe this current version plays 1 to 6. And we generally always have this in the shop. It's a great one to pick up.
And if you like it and you're also a fan of Arkham Horror, we do also have the Lovecraft Letter one. So it's like the Arkham Horror version of Love Letter, which adds a little bit more complexity to it. So if you're looking for a bit more of a challenge, then that's good. But Love Letter's been out for a long time. It's not going anywhere. It's what they call an evergreen title. That means the company is going to continue to make it. It started with AEG as part of their 5-minute fun, and now it is with Z-Man Games. So that's something that they make and that they also farm out that could be reskinned. They've had Batman, Lord of the Rings,
Archer,
they've had a Star Wars one.
Tons of them.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different things that they've done with that that's pretty good.
I'll jump over here. We're going to jump up in price point a little bit. These next few are going to be like $20 to $25. We got Azul Duel here. This is a 2-player version of Azul. If you haven't heard of Azul, it's a really fun little tile collection and tile laying game. Scores a bit like Scrabble. This basically takes the 4-player version and makes it a 2-player. Joe and I played this at Gamma. Super fun, super easy to learn. Gorgeous components in it. You get these nice thick chunky tiles with art on them. It's just 1 to 2 player. It plays probably like 35 minutes. You can teach it in about 5. Great title, and that one is currently in stock.
They've made a lot of different Azuls too, and there are a lot of dual treatments that have been coming out recently that are specifically for 2 players, so it's kind of neat to see.
A couple that you need to buy for any of the dual titles would be great for them. There's 7 Wonders Duel, Azul Duel. They've got lots of them out there. You can come in and check them out.
One that this is one in a series. It's Kenfire Delve. This I believe is a $30 price point. But this is 2-player. If you have multiple boxes, they come with other characters. You can play more players, but the components and the art in this are fantastic. There's a lot of foil embossing on the cards, and it has this unique mechanic where you and another person are diving into a dungeon, which is represented by a deck of cards, and every time you beat another monster or you solve another trap by playing the cards from your hand, you're going to delve deeper. You're going to discard cards off of the delve deck, and your goal is to get to the bottom to fight the main boss. So a lot of fun, a lot of good co-op energy that doesn't usually fall into the whole alpha gamer categories. You know, which sometimes in a co-op you got one person who kind of overruns things. But Kinfire Delve, they've made 3 of these. It's based in the Kinfire universe. They've made several good board games out of that universe. All great art, all great components.
Next up, we'll talk about Codenames, another classic. Codenames runs $25. It's kind of like a deduction game that you play with a group. You have a couple teams. You can see here on the back of the box, you have a grid of cards. The players on the team don't know which card is for their team. Only the person running that team knows. You're trying to get them to find that by giving one-word clues. So, for instance, this has like chocolate, cotton, Hollywood, night, tube, needle. You might say, I'm really bad at this game, but you would say one word that would get them to pick multiple of those cards. Really fun, really easy to pick up. They also have 100 treatments of this game. They've got Disney, they've got
Harry Potter.
Codenames. They have a duet version of this. It's 2-player. Tons of different stuff for this one. They have a big version. So great one to pick up. Another one that you can play at family functions.
And they've just reskinned it, updated the art and stuff for modern times, because that's another classic that's been out. But it's won a ton of awards, and it's a lot of fun to play in a group, to where you might have some quiet people, some introverts that maybe don't jump right in. Because it's team versus team, it's very nice. Those people can fit in and still have a good time. So next up, I want to talk about one of my other favorites that I've picked up this year is Cartographers. Now, Cartographers has had 2 different base sets. One's called Heroes, which is what I'm holding now, and then the other one is just the regular Cartographers. And this can be played by as many people as you want. It actually says on the box 1 to 100, because they give you a pad of 100. Now, this is what they call a flip and write. So everybody has their own sheet that they're working with, and some cards are going to get flipped over one at a time, and you're going to choose which shape. You're basically drawing a map. And you're using Tetris looking like pieces to fill in components on your map, and you're going to score different things based on what bonus cards are drawn out. But this game is amazing, super easy to teach, super easy to pick up, and this is good for everyone. Like, it plays so many different people, and you really don't have to have like really great strategy or really good board game knowledge to do it. And it's kind of got like a fantasy theme, as a lot of Thunderworks games. They're set in their role player universe that we've talked about before. But Cartographers, $25 for a lot of fun. I've played this game probably 20 times at least. So really,
and if you like the idea of flipping right, but you might not be fantasy, there's tons of them out there. There's Welcome to. There's just so many. We could go on forever naming rolling rights and flipping rights. It's a great way to play a game. It is very low barrier to entry. You can teach people very quickly, and everybody can sit around and have fun.
The Seven Wonders dice just came out. That's part of that.
So Munchkin, everybody knows Munchkin by now. But I'm going to recommend, if you want to get somebody into board games and have them have a great experience, Marvel Munchkin. Marvel has, been a part of our lives now for quite a while, even to people that weren't comic book fans with the MCU. This is a great way to kind of sneak board games into somebody that isn't into board games but might like Marvel. So Munchkin, at its essence, is a dungeon crawler. You are trying to take your character and level them up with different gear. You will go into a dungeon room, kick open a door, and fight a monster. You can get people to help you do that, and then split up the loot if you beat that monster. But there's also, stuff that you can play on somebody where you'll power up the monster they're fighting. You're just trying to get to level 10 in the dungeon to win. Super easy, super fun. 3 to 6 players, 1 to 2 hours. That's probably on the high side. You can knock this out in an hour, even with explanation. They do have a few expansions for the Marvel Munchkin. They have like a Deadpool pack and a few others. But if you like the core concept of Munchkin, you know, there's regular Munchkin, there's Marvel Munchkin,
Batman
Munchkin. There's all kinds of Munchkin out there for anything that you can be into. It is a very easy way to get people in. The card art in Marvel is awesome. There's not as much nonsense as there is in Base Munchkin. Base Munchkin's got a lot of like silly cards. Marvel keeps it all in the Marvel universe. It's very nice. And this one is just $30.
There's a lot of good cross compatibility with some of the regular versions of Munchkin, whether you do like the Ninja or the Cthulhu or the, you know, the vampire ones or whatever. But the art on those, Steve Kovalak does that, very cartoony but fun. And I think Munchkin is a really great way, an entryway, if someone is looking to get into dungeon crawling. It's such a small, easy, because you're literally just counting up numbers. You know, I have +1 because of this armor, +1 because of this potion, and then you're just adding that up. Do I meet or beat the monster? But it also has a lot of fun. Take that to where other people can throw different things down. So it's a lot of fun, I think. Munchkin's been around. It's another evergreen. But again, we're just giving you out some good ideas for different things.
Now we're jumping into some more of the more expensive stuff. So this will be for a loved one that you're really looking to get them something that they're going to love. Joe, what do you got here?
So this one is the new premium starter set for Final Girl. This runs about $50. If you look at the side, it's almost like the old VHS tape kind of deals. And Final Girl is a huge hit series. It's a solo player. You can play with multiple people, but it's really just you're controlling the last girl who's alive, just like the old horror movie tropes. So with this new one, you've got the core box, which comes with all the components. You've got miniatures that upgrade your game, and then you've got the Bad Times at Buddyland, which is a lot like Five Nights at Freddy's, which the sequel's coming out here soon, if it's not out already. But what you have here is a good experience with a place to fight an enemy, and usually comes with 1 or 2 Final Girls in it, and these are all cross-compatible as well. So the girls have different abilities, and they've made a lot. If you see on the back, there's a ton of different things that you can do, or other locations, other bad guys, and all you need is the core box. So this gets you started. And then with this core box, you can use that on any other Final Girl set. And this is like the #1. You see the awards on top of this box. But this is the #1 solo player game of all time, at least as far as this podcast is right now, where we're at in this time in history. But it definitely is the highest rated. It's the highest sold, the most successful on Kickstarter. They've done like big box treatments. But just a huge love letter, if you will, to horror movies and that trope of beating the final girl.
Great one for anybody into horror, into Five Nights at Freddy's, maybe someone that's really interested in board games but doesn't have a group. It's a great way to get in. Solo games are huge right now, along with 2-player games. The industry's kind of realized not everybody has a group of 4 or 6 that they can play with. So if you know somebody that might be interested in being a solo gamer, come by the shop. We can recommend a lot of stuff for you. Most even like big box games are getting solo versions included in the box. So even that game that they could play with 4 or 6, they can play solo.
Yep.
I brought this one out. This is one of my all-time favorite games. This is Underwater Cities. This one retails at $75, but what an amazing game. So this one is a take on worker placement. When we say worker placement, you're literally putting some piece from your board, whether it be a meeple or something, onto a spot and then doing what that says. This one makes that a little bit more with the fact that you're also discarding a card when you place your worker, and if the card that you place matches the card you discard matches the spot you've placed, you get to do what's on the card as well. Underwater cities, because you are actually building an underwater city. You have a board in front of you. You're building out these cool little plastic domes with little like generators around them. You're doing all that with this main board. It plays super easy. Like the base of it is, if you get the iconography down, you can teach this one super quick. There's been a few expansions. They just announced they're doing a new expansion for it. Fabulous game. This one is the set that comes with the promo. It is a green dome that you don't have to feed, which if you've played the game, you know what that means. But this one is 1 to 4 players. It says 40 minutes a player. With an explanation, that's probably about right. Me and some of my friends that have played this a ton, we could probably knock this game out in an hour just because we've played it so much. But I can't talk about how amazing this game is. If you know somebody that is a gamer and they do not have this game, trust me, they will enjoy it. It is a fabulous one.
Yeah. Last but not least is HeroScape. Now, we've talked about HeroScape on the podcast before. This is the master set, which runs at $120 is what we're selling it at. It comes with a ton of terrain and the figures and everything. And I won't go too much into the detail. If you want to know how to play this game, check out a prior episode that we did on HeroScape. But I will say HeroScape is a great entryway to miniature gaming. Not only is the terrain beautiful that you could build up and use for other things like D&D or War Machine or any of the other miniature games, you have a great system built in with 2-sided cards, one that's super easy for littler kids or very new players, and then another side that has some more complex abilities and stuff. But the reason we bring this out, because the table presence never disappoints. Again, check out the last episode that we did.
Yeah, you've got all this hex terrain that you can build out. Of course, the rule book will give you like map ideas, but we've seen some insane maps at Gen Con this year. They had like a huge waterfall map that had like a hole all the way through it. And you can just keep adding in. They sell terrain separately. So, hey, I'm not interested in playing a minis game, but I really want that terrain. Yeah. There's all kinds of terrain packs. Lava, snow, ice, jungle. There's just a big one that's basically the terrain that comes in the base set, the Valhalla set. But they're always coming out with new miniatures for the game. The G.I. Joe HeroScape is coming soon.
Just a few months.
I'm really excited about that. I'm an old school G.I. Joe fan. Super pumped for that. We also have Transformers HeroScape has been announced. We haven't seen any of the models yet, but that'll be really cool. All that stuff should be kind of compatible with each other. But it's really fun. You set a point total, you pick your armies, and you build your map and you play. You don't need measuring tapes. You don't need books that you've got to keep referencing. Like Joe said, you've just got a card that tells you everything you need to know on the card. You're walking hexes, so you don't have to measure distances. And we know when people see like Warhammer where people have 2 or 3 books out and a measuring tape and all this stuff, it can be a little bit intimidating. But this one, you don't have any of that. Now, this is the unpainted set. They come with a wash over them. You don't have to paint these models, but you can if you would like. If you're like, hey, I want painted models, but I don't know how to paint and I don't want to paint, come and see us. We can actually order this stuff in the painted versions. So the artwork that you see here, they come pre-painted. It's going to be the same with G.I. Joe, and I'm sure it'll be the same with Transformers. We can get them in unpainted or painted. Obviously, painted is going to be a little bit more expensive because somebody has to paint them. All of the terrain, though, does come painted already in the colors that you see. And I don't even think it's painted. I think it's just the color of the plastic that's on it. But the terrain looks amazing. We've had it set up in our store for a long time. Everybody that walks by checks it out. Whenever we have tournaments, people are always in here watching the tournaments, which we do the tournaments for this to support people that want to play maybe a little bit more competitive. Maybe you play with your kids at home, but you want that challenge. You can come out and play in our tournaments. They do awesome promo figures for the tournaments that you can come out and get. It's usually $10. You're guaranteed to walk away with a promo. Just a cool system. A lot of people know this was around back in the day. They've tried to bring it back a couple times and it faltered. But the reason it faltered is they didn't bring back the original game. That's what they've done here. The original rule set, they have tweaked some of the old stuff, points values. But if you played back in the day, you'll know how to play now. Tons of this, if you want to get somebody started. We've got the big box master set. There's also a smaller 2-player set. There's individual armies, there are individual promos. There's all kinds of stuff you can buy if you're interested in getting somebody going into HeroScape.
Yeah. Very good. So these are just some ideas. If you come into the shop, you're looking for other ideas, we're pretty knowledgeable and we can help you with that. Any of the days that we're here, for sure. Saturday is the best day to come in and talk because both of us are here. So if you have idea or you're looking for ideas for a loved one and maybe you just don't know exactly what to pick, we could do that. But yeah, I think that this is a good cross section of a bunch of different things.
And as you can see, you know, we're always sitting in front of this wall of games. Anything that somebody is interested in, they've made a board game about it. There is bicycle racing board games. There's fishing board games.
Oil rigs.
Yeah, I mean, all kinds of, like, we're just looking around kind of naming off some of the crazy stuff we see. Obviously, fantasy and sci-fi are going to be heavy, but there's all kinds of other stuff as well. So if you've got somebody and you just don't know what to get, like Joe said, we're both here on Saturdays. Come in, and we can probably help you find a game that somebody will love.
Yeah. So we hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and we look forward to this holiday season. We're having our big sale today, so if you catch this video today or tomorrow, the Saturday and Sunday after Thanksgiving, then come on by. Board games are 40% off, so you could pick up this $120 HeroScape set for like 70, 80 bucks, which is pretty good deal. So come on by. We're doing the raffle as usual, and yeah, we look forward to selling you some board games and getting you the perfect present for the ones you loved.
It was very nice.
Thanks.
Very well said.
Thanks. I felt like a commercial.
It was good.
Yeah.